What's the best thing that happened to you in Truth or Dare? I wasn't even playing and someone dared a girl I liked to kiss me. That someone became a very good friend. Crush sat on my lap the rest of the game. My little soldier had a hard time staying focused. Good times though. I found out who took my calculator. Wasn't me, but a girl was dared to mirror what I do, so I made her hug a guy I knew liked her. So not best, but a Truth or Dare story nonetheless. 5th grade. Crush gets dared to kiss me. Crush looks at me and goes, "Ew, gross. He's fat." And that was that. F. I dared a girl I was hot for to give me a big fat kiss. Our 14th wedding anniversary was last week. In high school, I was dared to play gay chicken, which is where two straight guys pretend to be gay, and the first one to chicken out loses. The other guy and I are both really stubborn, and neither one of us wanted to lose. We've been married 14 years and we run a bed and breakfast in Vermont without adopted daughter. If that dude doesn't chicken out soon, I'm going to start to suspect that he's actually gay. In 8th grade I was dared to show this girl my D. We went to a bathroom. I was 13 and horny, so I had a hard on. I pointed it down and she didn't know the difference. She told her friends later and I kinda got a reputation of having a big D even though I'm completely average. I got to see my friend's sister's boobs and watch him lick an electric fence all in the same day. I am so glad you said electric fence. Was dared to catch a frisbee in my teeth from across the yard. So, walked outside and across the yard. Girl wound up, threw the frisbee, figured this ought to be funny when it bounces off my face. And as a total effing fluke, actually caught it in my teeth. Shari was dared to spend 10 minutes in a dark room, nearby den, with the guy of her choice. She chose me. Turned out to be a setup. Her best friend knew that Shari had a crush on me and made this happen. Anyway, it was the hottest, fastest makeout session to date for me. We were both naked above the waist and she had her hand in my zipper. At 10 minutes there was an unwelcome knock on the door. My buddy dared me to lick chocolate syrup off his girlfriend's nipples. I got to grab a girl's boob. Under the shirt. I was 16 and it was awesome. I got to motorboat a girl's tits. It was in a hotel during a school sport trip. My best friend knew I liked her and did me a solid. After reading all of this I've decided Tinder/Meet Me I'm going to make a Truth or Dare app. Got dared to ignore getting tits rubbed in my face for a minute. Ya boy can poker face like a champion. Best minute of my teenage life. I dared a girl I was hot for to give me a big fat kiss. Our 14th wedding anniversary was last week. Was sitting outside at a college campus and was dared to yell "I love you" to the next person I saw. I did and this dude yells it back and keeps walking. We go back and forth getting louder and louder as he walks off. Best reaction ever. Found out a girl had a crush on me. Unfortunately it was the girl I hate. A guy told me I was beautiful and that he was too shy to always tell me that cause he thought I was way out of his league. Are you? Out of his league? No, absolutely not. In fact, he was very cute. We came close but he shifted to a different state soon and we just kinda moved on from that and settled on being friends only. Made up with this chick I had a crush on. Turns out she had a boyfriend. He beat the shit out of me. Got to see a hot girl's tit imprints in the snow. Not too impressive I know, but teenage me had that picture engraved in my head for a while lol. In the 7th or 8th grade, I was going back and forth with my friend with a bunch of risque dares, flash your boobs, show her my dick, make out with each other, dry hump, etc. I eventually just went for it and dared her to blow me and she did it. I remember being so hard that I barely even felt anything, initially. As a parent, this thread has not been a fun read. I was at work, high school job at a department store, and the four of us in my department were playing Truth or Dare, mostly dumb work stuff like go mix up those shirts. Someone dared the girl who had a rep as being experienced, who was a couple years older than me, to give me a blowjob. She told me to take a break with her. I played along. We went to her car. She actually blew me in the store parking lot. I was about 12 at a friend's sleepover. I was dared to go home by a kid who didn't like me too much. I walked the 2 miles home, and as I came to my driveway, my older brother had just pulled in. He had 3 baby raccoons with him because he had hit their mother while delivering pizza. I got to spend the rest of the night with him, 3 raccoons and a cheese and pepperoni pizza, watching Nightmare on Elm Street. Made out with, and low-key felt up, my older next-door neighbor. Had a crush on her for a while before then, so it's a very fond memory. Girl got dared to spin the bottle and give a blowjob to whoever it lands on right in front of everybody. The bottle didn't point at me, but I had a nice view right next to the girl it did land on. Apparently, she had experienced dining at the Y. Group us were in these tunnels that we liked to hang out in, and our friend was dared to give me a blowjob. Which she actually did. Best 10 seconds I ever had down there. Ended up dating on and off for the next 2 years or so. Apparently I played some lame-ass versions of Truth or Dare. Saw boobs. 10 out of 10, would see again. I went to an acquaintance's birthday. We spoke maybe 10 times prior. After a while she was down to just her bra and panties. That's when she was dared to seduce me. Well, she was kind of awkward, so her version of seduction was just to tackle me while we were both near naked. That was a great night, and we're celebrating our first year of marriage next weekend. Someone dared me to kiss a lady that I happened to have a thing for anyway. It was a very long time before we stopped kissing. Dated her for 3 years. Great lady, always a little sad it didn't work out. I was a late bloomer in high school. By the time I realized I may be attractive to anyone, it was over. Our senior year party for an art magnet school, we played this. A girl I had a fairly solid crush on, popular, cheerleader, a good friend, was asked who she had fantasized about, and I was the answer. 1. Blew my mind. 2. Gave me the guts to ask her out. 3. It was a horribly awkward silly lunch date. 4. Built my confidence a lot heading into college. A silly story, but it was a good one. I'm way late, but the first day I met my wife we played a game of Truth or Dare. She asked me, "Truth, what kind of clothes on a girl do you like?" Then the next day she showed up to my house in those clothes. Cute girl pulled her pants down and full on sat on my face for a solid minute. I chose Truth every time because I was super boring and had nothing to hide. I got made fun of that weekend, but Monday morning the nasty wannabe popular bitch went around spreading everyone's secrets, and the ridiculous stares they did. Everyone except me. Boring for the win. A girl, I didn't have a crush on her, but she was nice, flashed me. She also let me fondle her boobies. I know it's lame considering some of the responses here, but that's what I got. Don't say it's lame. There are people who aren't either attractive, interesting, nor social enough to have ever interacted with people of the opposite gender or even gone to a party. Totally not speaking from personal experience though. Sex house. I am now a respectable employee at a respectable IT firm that would be thoroughly appalled at my past. But when I was at university, there was a house a couple of streets down that was essentially orgy central, and it all started with a game of Truth or Dare. I got to watch my middle school friend, it was winter, go down to the yard, strip to boxers and run a lap around the yard. Needless to say, we were all impressed and hysterically laughing. He did this in the middle of class, by the way. My then girlfriend dared our friend to do some sex stuff with me. I ended up leaving then girlfriend for that girl. Me and that girl have now been together for 8 years, married for 3, have a beautiful daughter and hopefully another on the way soon. Best Truth or Dare game ever. I was 16 and my group of friends were sitting in a sauna, everyone was covered up by a towel, when one of the girls said we should play Truth or Dare. I got dared to show my dick to one of the girls, so we went out to the changing room / showers that is attached to the sauna, and I showed her my dick and she gave me my first hand job, and later that night we had sex. Ended up together for about 6 years before I found out she had been cheating on me like a lot. I saw, and later sucked on, my first pair of breasts as a teenager. We were all 17, and horny as hell. She had D cups. To say that her tits were awesome would be an understatement. Yes, it was worth it. Not me, but I was at the circle doing it. One of the really hot girls there was dared to, without her hands, take the Invisalign out of the guy's mouth sitting next to, and have it in the entire night. Everyone went quiet and looked at her. Without hesitation grabs the guy, and with her tongue takes it out of his mouth and into hers. She was supposed to keep it in the rest of the night, but it didn't fit her properly and she only had it for about 30 minutes. Most ballsy thing I've ever seen someone do. At a birthday sleepover, I was dared to kiss this girl and we both were like, I never back down from a dare. So we did a quick peck and were like, I show in front of everyone. Later, when everyone else was asleep, we made out in a closet for a very long time. I learned I was a lesbian then. Did a belly shot of Powerade, was designated driver, off my girlfriend.